Hi, my name is Dee. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. You're watching Slop. Shit left on the plate. Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on June 15, 2021. Summer was home with her 3 brothers and her mother and her grandmother. And her mother said that somebody come up and got Summer from the basement. She was reported missing approximately 6:28 p.m. on June 15, 2021. Sloan Bella had this to say about Summer 18 days after Summer disappeared.
She's 5, okay? She's 5. She's playing in her house. This shouldn't be happening. They're just another resource available. Now, I would refer you to the FBI for specifics on what that team does, but they specialize in missing children cases. And again, we're using all resources available. They've been here since last weekend, and we were in communication with them before last weekend. So it's just another resource, and we're grateful for it. Deception in this family are interesting, and both parents vibrate a little bit differently. They vibrate in opposition to each other, so it's really hard to get concise conversation.
Oh boy, do they vibrate in opposition. Let's take a listen at an interview between Molly Golightly and Don Wells.
I'll just fucking end it then because I can't say shit.
Oh, fuck you!
Ain't nobody trying to help us. There is nobody.
You don't care about nothing. The only fucking thing you care about is your son from dead.
Look, she's at the point where she don't give a fuck anymore. I'm sorry, but I'm glad.
The world has never seen parents of a missing child like these 2 people.
Because of the pain that she's feeling right now and everything. And I don't know what my daughter's
This wasn't really an accident. This was a thought-out plan to grab this child. Definitely abducted.
Her parents, Don and Candace Wells, they have been adamant that Summer was abducted. But tonight, the sheriff on the case says everyone is a person of interest. Correspondent Brian Enton is live tonight in Tennessee, where he spoke with Summer's dad in his first interview since he appeared on Dr. Phil. Brian.
Marnie, you know, we've talked about this case, we've covered this case, but to be on the ground here in Tennessee, you realize right away just how complex it is. All of the different personalities involved, and just the mystery that this little girl, 5 months later, is still missing.
33 and a half months later, 1,017 days later, we're no closer to the truth now as we were then, and Summer is still missing.
When I'm looking at her energy, this is a child that was willing to go.
Leslie, now on day 10, you guys feel like you have more information, better informed than you did on day 1, Tuesday night?
We don't. We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking
The Wells family lives across the street from a neighboring property. On mirroring mountains, together they can be described as sentinels, which sit high over Ben Hill Road. The night Summer went missing, the neighbor swears that she and her 2 children heard a scream shortly before they joined the search for a now missing Summer Wells.
It's there, but you want to forget.
On the watch and hypervigilant. That's how Jody Sue Brown was the very day Summer Wells went missing.
There's no TV, no noise at all.
Jody Sue was in her cabin with her teenage kids, 19 and 14, waiting for anything.
We were kind of hyper alert because of
She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all 3 of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all 3 were there, listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill, almost animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong.
Well, if she had meetings with the FBI and the TBI and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department all those numerous times, why in the world didn't she give them her phone and Andy's phone and their son's phone? Because those phones have a lot of receipts on them.
But the sheriff doesn't believe the scream is related to the disappearance of Summer Wells.
She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TBI and the FBI, and we don't find anything with that complaint or information related to this.
The city is blocking something. So the people in the neighborhood are blocking something. Obviously not all of them, but there is a block to what's going on until the energy.
Brandon Lawson was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but only has to serve 1 year. Armstrong confirmed that Brandon Lawson is the son of Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Sentenced to 20 years in prison, but only has to serve 1 year.
The event of this situation was hushed down until Ronnie Lawson won the re-election and was elected sheriff of Hawkins County once more.
This is something else. It's like, if you draw a circle around a child, let's just say, if you draw a circle around a kid, like you're playing some kind of game and you put the kid in the middle, and you set a ring of fire around the circle, so on the outside you dig a trench and you set the fire around there.
Back, and within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys.
And the fire rises up really, really strong. The child can't get out of the circle. Look at the fire as energy and people's intent.
Says the parents of missing 6-year-old Summer Wells are not cooperating with the investigation. Summer disappeared from her home last June. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson gave the update on her parents and says they've hired attorneys. He also says misinformation on social media is hurting the investigation. TBI agents ask anyone with credible information to call the number there on your screen. It's 1-800.
The child not being able to get out of it. So until that energy has been backed down, the information about where Summer is going to become very convoluted. It's going in different directions. You will not hear about it for a while.
We've been left with no update from the Sheriff's Department in Hawkins County and no update from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. And it's time we had an update.
I do feel they know what happened to her. Somebody knows what happened to her, and I'm not talking about in the family. I'm talking about in law enforcement. There's a feeling of like, we know what happened to this little girl.
The sheriff has worked around the clock. His team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her, but to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking.
Have you been able to narrow down the timeline?
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
I think she's got a smart mouth. He's lucky he ain't got a broken jaw. He's lucky he ain't got a broken jaw, and I can't figure out where he's at, and I can't get a hold of him. He's damn lucky.
I'm hearing denials. I'm hearing people talking. There's some sort of a woman stepping up defending what appears to be like her son, and it's not Summer's mother. It's somebody else's mother.
Y'all go over there and ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling them. He was selling to the actual children, over there. But then that Candace was getting
like sun-kissed hair, brown hair with like highlights from the sun, kind of a red face.
So you go ask him why he was selling drugs to those children and to Candace for the children. Go ask. And ask him what type other than we.
I'm seeing her, and she's yelling at people for thinking that it's her family member, and this to me feels like a child. So she's defending a child over here. Maybe I befriend you, maybe I flirt with you, maybe you're 20, maybe you're 25, maybe you're 19, I don't know, whatever it is. I smoke this pipe, whatever's in the pipe, I don't know, but I light it with a... When I see it in my head, I light it with a cigarette lighter, and then the eyes glow and the room goes dark, and it's like fire, so it makes the brain go fire, and I don't know what that is.
And what else he was selling or doing at the time, I don't know. But I do know it was the last few days. It was pretty much a fucking confirmation that he...
See the mom, you know, she hanging out with some people that maybe aren't her age or whatever, due to whatever reason that is. There is an unwillingness to see certain things, so them into the environment. So there's an environment around her children due to her own actions. And this goes for the father too. People that are doing the drinking and drugging around the kids invite different people who maybe don't have your kid's best interest at heart, or...
He puckered out there and he couldn't make it come out. That motherfucker puckered up like a... Yeah, then I'm afraid it was gonna blow him.
There were a lot of RSOs, drug addicts, and unsavory people hanging out and around 110 Ben Hill Road.
They came by Summer in what I want to say is like a Toyota truck. The person that came by Summer and picked her up, talked to her, was sent by someone else who was older. So like an errand boy, a runner, a person that does traditional grandfather age in their 70s. And then I'm going to put somebody about the age of 17 through 23. I feel all three of these men are Caucasian. And I feel like Summer knowingly knew the person. So this is somebody who betrayed another person who knew them. This is a betrayal for some, but there's a reason for it. Like, there's a reason. It's like I'm getting back at you. This is a betrayal. Really go around it yet. So it's like a tug of war with the energy.
And normally it was teen boys that stayed, you know, for the most part. There was all kinds of little ones suddenly staying. Looking back and piecing everything that it was damn near every time. And that one little girl was over there for months, dude. And those other little ones over there, God only knows what the fuck happened to them because I don't. But I have a gut.
Also seeing the counterbalance to that that's causing the chaos and blocking the information from coming out. So it seems like the energy is going like this, back and forth.
And I very much think it plays a role in what was happening to other little girls over there. And I very much do think that it could be part of why Summer looked so asleep.
Summer is protected. She's in the light, as in I see her illuminated around.
I'm going to leave y'all with this right here to think about. Please comment and like and subscribe. If you see any child that is being abused, please call the number on your screen, 1-800-4-A-CHILD. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I repeat, if you see any child being abused, whether it's your friends, your family, please call the number that's on your screen right now. 1-800-4-A-CHILD.